fucking with it right. Here with who I started with, we something like a Spartan. It's going hard regardless. I'm from the 826 plus 5. Mo bitches, 8 no central coast, mob and suicide. Always arsonist. I step in the booth and cast, I gotta keep it lit. Engineer all my music, I work hard at this.
That's right, and we're back live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. Beautiful linda raza, si gustan, you could hit that button that's right there. That's the thumbs up button. I highly appreciate it. It helps the video and the algorithm. Right next to it, I got thick skin. Don't trip. There's a chinga tu madre button. That's the stalkers. That's for the lurkers. That's for people that can't stand me. They can't stand me, but they still watch me. You can go ahead and hit that pinche chinga tu madre button right there. There's also a share button, which you can share to let people know. Share the channel and let people know the conversations that you're listening to. Before we get into the title of this video, will the Chicano rap documentary ever get released? Let's go through the formalities. Let's keep it professional. Gracias to all the day oneers. Gracias to everyone inside the members only, man. The members only's been rocking with me since day numero uno. I highly appreciate their support every single month. So that's why they get that special shout out to the members only. And if you're new to the channel, stick around, man. We're going to keep dropping fire content just like this one. Nothing but bangers. All right. Without further ado, that was a long enough intro. Let's go ahead and get into it. Look, I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of back history. Okay, and in that way I can go ahead and lead up to everything that I know, which are facts surrounding this Chicano rap documentary, right? This was a point of contention, okay, not too long ago on the YouTube Yarda between American Cholo and Tony A, and he wasn't the only one that was pulling receipts saying, where is this Chicano rap documentary at, okay? But hold on, I'm getting a little bit ahead. Let's go ahead and rewind it, cabrones. All right. So first of all, Rhodium Radio, okay, came on. It was before COVID. I don't know if it was 2016, 17, 18, one of those years, right? So Tony A has his place in history that no one could take from him. You just got to give credit where credit is due. I'm just like that. I'd like to get credit where credit is due if I'm the first one putting my footprint in a new area, in something new. But it is what it is, right? So Tony A, late 80s, early 90s, right? In the hip hop music scene around a lot of DJ Quick's crew, NWA, that West Coast sound that's just pumping through Tony A's veins. And so that's why he was a perfect DJ and a producer at that time for the new sound that was just, sweeping the West Coast, right? Well, then Tony A took a hiatus. It seemed like from 1994, 95, there was no more projects, no more work. And it's a pretty long hiatus because 95 to 2005 is 10 years. To 2015 is 20 years. And then a little bit after 2015, 20 plus years, he hops on the podcast scene. For whatever the reason. Hey, whatever the reason. It was mostly a show that did lives and had interactions with the people. Okay. And then we know that the choice of co-hosts weren't exactly the best. You had one guy that got knocked out and just woke up in the bushes outside an Ops podcast studio. That wasn't a good choice. Another not good choice, horrible choice, you could say, probably the worst choice ever, is someone that got a 14-year-old girl pregnant, but he's still saving face on YouTube and doing what he does, right? That's what happens when you're in a cult, right? The cult leader can do no wrong. So his past choice of co-hosts have been a point of the trolls being able to throw everything at Tony A. Throw this, throw that, throw this, throw that. All the trolls throwing everything to Tony A doesn't take away his flowers. They can't take away his flowers. They can't take away his footprints, right? I even heard him say in a podcast too, he's getting burned out. He's getting burned out on the podcast thing because of what it is, right? In the space that we're in. So anyways, let's fast forward now. Okay, there was a video that came out and it was Tony A on this video saying, I am asking for your help. Something like that. I need your help. It was a video that I believe is still on the internet. It actually hasn't gone anywhere. It's still on the internet, right? He's sitting at a table. I need your help. The initial goal was about $15,000. He did a video to generate money from a GoFundMe for a documentary that was going to be a Chicano rap documentary. The goal was 15,000. It over exceeded the goal. I believe it got almost $19,000. But that was, I don't know exactly the dollar amount. I'm going to say close to $19,000 is the last picture that I saw of the GoFundMe, right? But this is a while ago. So it could have gotten 20,000, but I don't know, right? So he's asking for this money. And then time goes by. No Chicano rap documentary. It doesn't come out. People start asking questions. Podcast hosts start asking other very pioneer, monumental Chicano rappers. Okay, have you been called for this documentary? Have you been considered to be interviewed for this documentary? Has anyone reached out? And these are people like lighter shade of brown, people that people assume would be inside a Chicano rap documentary, and they said no, no, and no. Well, time goes by, the trolls start getting deep in the comment section, and all of a sudden it goes south as far as the trolls go. And Tony A is se me hace que he got frustrated with hearing the same shit again and again. Y me están preguntando otra vez y otra vez y otra vez, and a couple times he's took the defense.
Are you looking to purchase your first home? Are you needing to sell and want to get the most amount of money in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle? What you need is two things. One, a market expert, and two, a shark of a negotiator that's looking out for your best interest. Go ahead and get a hold of me. I service the 831 and the surrounding areas. Mike at MikeDiazRealtor.com. I'll talk to you soon.
He's took the defensive stance on these phone calls that he'd open up on his podcast. If you open up phone calls on your podcast, they're going to throw everything at you. Everyone and their mama's coming after you for anything, because it's the internet. At the end of the day, it's all entertainment and chingaderas, but it's the internet. So they've had this cloud of the Chicano rap documentary hanging over Tony A's head. It's just hanging there. It's not going anywhere because people donated almost $20,000. In the times when people were claiming about, pulling receipts on it, he got very defensive. Did you donate? I'll give it back to you. Did you donate? Or things like that, right? But what I think happened, let's just get down to the nitty gritty, the meat and potatoes of this, is that back then there was a time, I believe, where Tony A was able to pick up the phone and have people pull up, right? Royalty, right? Night Owl, okay, all these, South Side rappers, which Chicano rap to me it is primarily in Southern California. Okay, that's the origins of it. Again, it's rapping over oldies, it's rapping over Zapp and Roger beats, and it hasn't gone anywhere, right? Some people are still dressing like Grand Theft Auto characters with gloves, bald head lokes, and size 58s, creased up, and some people are stuck in the 90s with doing that still, right? But at one point, Tony A could pick up the phone and contact people. Well, there were some fallouts going on. Obviously, there was a fallout with Royalty. Okay, there was a fallout with Night Owl. There was all these fallouts that came out. And I believe the realization came that the people that could have made this Chicano rap documentary possible are no longer willing to participate in the documentary. So wait a second. So there's no content there. I believe that's what happened, but I don't know it to be true. I don't know this to be true. Okay. But what has been put out there was that there was, on the initial footage, the project was taken off. The project grew its legs from the initial 20 racks that were dropped on it. But then, come to find out, footage is missing and equipment is missing. And these two things are what the 20 racks that people donated produced. Okay. The very last update anyone has ever heard on the internet, I believe it was on maybe the Blockout podcast, but I could be wrong. I thought it was with ODM, but I could be wrong. Could be on another podcast that I heard Tony A give another date, another hard date on the release. And then he said it's going to be up and out by April of 2023. Okay, I'm checking the date, right? It's November 10th, it's 2025, right? To me, him saying that, and again, this is 2.5 years ago, means the content, they probably have enough content to make it however you want to down edit it for the sake of just releasing it. But if that's the case, how come 2 years have gone by since that date and still nothing has been released? I don't know. I think Tony A, again, I'm not putting words in his mouth or thoughts in his head. A lo mejor le vale madre at this point. Maybe he doesn't give a fuck. Maybe he doesn't give a shit anymore. Maybe le vale madre the internet or what anyone says, because most people are just going to be trolling. I've found out now. You know what I mean? Like, half the motherfuckers hate you, half the motherfuckers love you. It just is what it is. And those are on conversations that I've had with them, because we've spoken on the phone 2 or 3 times, not in a long time, but 2 or 3 times we've spoken on the phone, maybe 4 or 5, right? But anyways, maybe he's just done with it. Maybe it's a wrap. What happens to the money? Well, he kind of did put a quick little spin on that. There was a nice little defensive thing. Well, no one twisted your arm to donate, but people still aren't getting what they donated for. I don't know if there is a system to, get your money back or anything like that. And I mean, he doesn't even podcast anymore. He's just doing his thing. So where is this thing at? I don't know. It's in limbo. I'll leave it up to the people. What do you guys think about it? You guys can drop a comment below, right there at the bottom. If you like this video, hit the pinchy thumbs up, hit the like, drop a comment below. And if you like it, you can also hit the hype button. If you scroll on the chat, the very next slide is a hype button. You can go ahead and give this thing some points. Si te gusta the kind of content we're dropping on Chicano Street. Gente, I'm out. Will it ever come out? It's a mystery. To be honest with you, completely, like I always am, I speak from my pinche corazon. I don't got a motherfucking second to waste on a breath of air. I don't even care. I care about the people that donated money. Maybe they should get their resolution. Absolutely. Let's get them some closure. But as far as a Chicano rap documentary, that shit should have been released in 1993, 1997. Because as soon as the 2000s came, that shit is trash and the shit ain't nothing. But anyways, maybe some people would watch it, right? All the way from the beginning to end to see if there's any footage that's been released, anything that's really popping, because content creators are going to be looked to clip and make content out of stuff. Will it ever come out? I'll leave it up to you guys. I'm out. To the next episode. I'll see you on the next one.